Hello. Okay, let's answer an email. I'm sorry, this one is very, very long in getting back. I have so many. October 16th, my gosh, brings it almost to a month. Here it is. Let's read it. Thanks for the quick response. Hi, Kurt. Thanks for the quick response. I'm glad I can help you find the courage to do your videos. Yeah, this is a response to a response. The person wrote to me, and I wrote back and said, thank you for your helping me. What they said helped me to have the strength to make these more challenging videos. Even if they are, as you say, controversial. Yeah, more and more they are. This channel is becoming, well, now that I've begun to feed in the LylesBrother videos to this channel, it's definitely becoming more that way. For the negative reactions, I must say that I was shocked by the reaction my ex-girlfriend had when I showed her the video. I wanted to show it to her as it had made me happy. She started crying and was very sad that that was the outlook I had on life. Now, just to bring anyone else who sees this up to speed, excuse me, getting over a cold. I'm not contagious though. The person who is sending me this shares my outlook on life, which is very stark, very, I keep using the word pragmatic and practical. I don't know, those words don't settle well with me, but it seems to be the way what I mean. I don't see any apparent purpose in life. I do see some, apparent meaning in life. I have to strongly make the distinction between meaning and purpose. Meaning being a reason for being that would, for existing, a reason for existing that would basically be the mandate, almost given or designed or prescribed by an intelligence, versus purpose, which is the function of being. Whereas you can have, like, well, what is the purpose of a rock? Well, it doesn't have a purpose. What is the purpose of a hammer? Well, a hammer has a purpose, to hit things, to break things and pull nails up if it's a claw hammer. Now it's easy to then start to say, well, you know, the hammer, the things that the purposes are the ones that have a design. Well, not necessarily an intelligent design. Like these fingers have a purpose. Their purpose is to grasp. But I don't believe that anyone designed this hand to do this. I believe this hand came into existence through a non-random death, through mutation that caused digits to begin to appear, that were formed and molded over, successive, millions and millions of years of generations of individuals that basically brought this into existence. It has a purpose, but not a meaning. So I think I may have described it the way I want to. So this person shares the view that I have, that life may have purpose but no meaning. And that made his girlfriend cry. He says, after having been close to her for over 10 years, we have, now I won't get into too many details, I'll leave it at that. There's more to it. I thought she knew me, but I guess I have hidden that hard fact from her. Likewise with me, my wife and I have been together 25 years, but she knows what I am, but I think she'd be startled if she heard some of the things. I kind of keep it from her because I know that it makes her uncomfortable, although like me, she's an atheist. Though she shares my disbelief, she doesn't share the starkness of my worldview. So I'm reading. So she won't be the person I talk to much about all this. You and me both, like my wife. Guess that's what the psychologist is paid for. Yeah, although most psychologists might be startled as well. It's you kind of almost need to find other people like you and I in our community that can bear the emptiness of our view, which appears empty to them, but to us, to me, it doesn't appear empty at all. You know, the world is where there's the light, and then there's the black, and the black is empty from my perception, but it doesn't mean that it's not filled with something. It's just a mystery about what it is. It's very exciting and very thrilling. It's the world of the dark and the emptiness. The darkness is not a frightening thing. It's like a room full of wonders that I just can't see. So it's interesting. The starkness is from the other perspective, not necessarily mine. Although I do have that sometimes too. Anyway, on a side note, I want you to know that I don't think I would ever go so far as to end my own life. Yeah, you're feeling that type of waning uncertainty that we all do, or at least I do, and a lot of people who write to me do. And I don't think it's a symptom of those without faith, those that hold our worldview. Although sometimes it might be, I mean, because we don't have an apparent meaning. Sometimes life can seem rather futile. Okay, but you're not along those lines. He says, you say, I feel that my entire 3.6 billion year biological heritage screams inside me to keep going. Me too. So no worries there. Good. At most, I think I would give up work, end on welfare, spending my time developing games, watching Netflix, and eating myself to an early grave. Slow suicide, I guess, but joyful. Me too. I mean, if it wasn't for my family, I would have pulled the plug on the rat race, as my hippie progenitors did. But I think I might do a better job. I'm not saying that I know more than them, but I know from their experience. I learned I was part of that hippie thing, and I learned from it. And I learned the reality that what you try to leave doesn't necessarily leave. You can't get away from it. It is tempered and changed in some way. But I think I could do that. I think I could do it. The thing I would worry about if I pulled the plug like that is what I call becoming irrelevant to the rest of society, which might not be such a bad thing either. One thing I keep noticing in your videos, don't know if it's something you say a lot or just me focused on it, is the fact that you knowingly are deceiving yourself to see a purpose. Interesting. I don't see anything wrong with that. That's what I've been doing for years. I really like okay, so let's go back to that real quick. No, well, the purpose part, I believe the purpose is real. I think we maybe just hung up on the definition, right? The purpose part, I think, is real. I mean, the purpose of human life, the purpose of life is to survive. The purpose of human life is to ask and answer questions, to use this brain. Whatever characteristic a certain animal or plant has, that's their purpose. Whether, like I admitted in a previous video on this subject, whether it be long limbs to run, or wings to fly, or brains to think. That is our purpose, or chlorophyll to absorb rays from the sun. Now, I think what I would change there in your statement there isn't the word purpose, but the word meaning. I don't believe that we have any meaning, but I make meaning. I form my meaning out of my best practices of what I've learned in my almost 50 years, and try to find meaning for it. So make my life meaningful. Like, it's meaningful for me to make videos like this. Now, a lot of people will see this and say, you're just an arrogant windbag that doesn't know anything, and you're making this to make yourself feel good. And there's probably some truth to that. I mean, it is fun to make this kind of stuff, and when it feels good to throw ideas out, and it's nice when people say nice things about it. So there's probably some ego involved in this, but in fact, the more important thing for me is that I feel like sometimes I'm able to if I don't help people, at least show people that there's people like them, like you and me, the person that's writing this. You're not alone in your worldview. I'm there too, and that's some meaning. It gives some meaning to my life to make the world a closer knit, comfortable place for those of us in our community of those who don't fear the dark as much as are curious about it, and are okay with not having any meaningful answers. I really like, and it sounds like you're doing the same thing, I really like the stranded on a desert island analogy. It does describe the situation very well. Gosh, it's been so long I can't quite remember. The stranded on the desert island. Oh, that was where you were saying that you were kind of feeling anxiety. You didn't know, well, you like life had kind of fallen apart, and you didn't know what to do. And I said, well, if you were in a shipwreck or an airplane crash on an island and you survived, it wouldn't do any good to mull over your fate on the island instead of saying slowly starve to death. You and I both would know that it would take action. We'd have to become men or women of action to survive. And I think that's what you're referring to there. I had made that analogy, and you seem to have liked it. So, yay. It describes the situation well. You mentioned that in time, and that maybe scientists or philosophers discover some real, tangible, and substantive evidence for meaning. We're back on the word meaning, yes. I had never really given it any thought, but I like the idea. We are limited in our ability to understand the world around us. Thinking that we are capable of fully understanding and grasping a deeper purpose, if any. Now you're back on purpose. I know it's hard to get I get the words interchange sometimes, but I really do think it's good to keep those two separate. Purpose and meaning is separate. I think you're talking about meaning here. If any, might be we'll go back. We are limited in our ability to understand the world around us, thinking that we are capable of fully understanding and grasp a deeper meaning, if any, might be the illusion. So, live as there is a meaning to life, even though we might not understand it or accept it, in hope that one day in the future, we or a far related descendant will understand. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, exactly. I'm not going to hold out. I'm not going to make up an answer now. Although the saying that making up some meaning is indeed making it up in a way, but I'm not going to call that definitive. And I'm going to hold out that for further evidence before going anything further definitive. But I'm going to have some operating meaning. My operating meaning being to provide and care for my family, be a good community member, a good member of my extended family, be a good employee, give my employers value, be a friendly person, be a good contributing member of society, and being a good friend to my friends, and the connections I have on social media, YouTube, and the like. You have started me on a very interesting journey. Well, I'm glad. I love the many aspects and ideas you have bestowed upon me. Bestowed? Well, I'm just throwing them out there. It has really made me think in other ways about meaning. Thanks. And happy face. I like that. By the way, in one of your videos you talk about healthy living. That's something I've fallen down on the last couple of weeks while I was in Australia. I just couldn't eat well. And I couldn't exercise very much. I was living very healthy from a year ago until about 6 months ago when everything started going downhill. Well, I couldn't find any links and couldn't hear what you had said about... I said when you mentioned the URL, yeah, I mumble sometimes, sorry. It's not always easy to hear what you are saying as you walk and talk. Hopefully this one will be clear. This is a first video on a whole new setup in my man cave here, my manhole, where I've got the good camera operating. We'll see. I can even do zoom. Let's see. Will it work? I can even zoom from here. Wow. By the way, there you go. Could you point me to the right webpage? Thanks. You betcha. I'll put a link in the description down there, okay? That'll be to my healthy living page on my blog. Well, back to work. Have a very nice and joyful day. Thank you, friend. I'm sorry to be so long in getting back to you. It really means a lot to me that you wrote to me right any time. And again, but it may take me a while. I'm just slow that way. Sometimes it's not a matter of actually having the time. It's a matter of the brain is just drained. And I'm not complaining. It's just that after work and being a family man, I need these moments when I'm alone for a second and I have the spark and the inspiration to be able to answer. Take care, everybody. Sorry, 13 minutes. How did it go so long? Do I really have the guts to upload this to the softypapa channel? Yeah, I do. I think the channel's becoming something other than what it used to be. The adventure stuff will be there, especially after I get back to the States. But for now, or on an ongoing basis, this is the Kurt Bell channel more than the softypapa channel. Softypapa is dead. No, he's not. He's over on the blog. Bye-bye.